Just gas. Grab
we started early.
Oh,
TriHards. Next time, maybe you get ready for the pod before the pod.
Wow.
I was trying to help a homie out, you know?
I do my makeup in the bathroom beforehand, but...
Yeah.
Proof
Proof of what?
that I came from Saw.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or is it leaves?
No, it's not leaves. It's like little bits of artificial turf.
Some sort of debris.
fake cracks. Debris.
Welcome to the pod.
Yeah, welcome pod. TriPod, TriHards. I'm Ryan.
Jeremy.
Powys.
Mike
nailed it.
Yes.
I was trying to get my thing,
Yeah. The viewers might not actually know that actually it's physical. It's not an effect.
Right?
Yeah. We'll set that up.
AR.
You can't see the wires, but it hangs from the ceiling.
Augmented reality, dude.
No, I'm not even talking that.
It's the future.
I guess.
Have you guys ever dabbled at all?
Not really.
What, in like psychedelics?
No. I mean,
That's actually the reality that we cannot perceive.
I watched about an hour of Macho Man fucking promos on psychedelics last weekend, so...
Actually?
I did, absolutely.
Okay, I'm really into this. What the heck?
Undeniably in a position I'd rather not be in.
Hold on, actually, someone was doing Randy Savage voice, or it was actually...
No, I was just...
Watching Macho Man promos?
By the end of it, I was just fucking in the corner trying to chill out, watching some Macho Man promos for a solid hour. Yeah. Him giving Mean Gene the business.
Oh, dude. He goes to the nether place.
Him and Hulk Hogan were in the tag team. They were just they're not even speaking about real things. It's just all these ridiculous metaphors that didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
He's like, these pythons are and he's just talking about how they were...
Hulk Hogan might have the biggest arms in the world, but these aren't chopped liver.
Some shit like that. Talking about how they're going to bring peace to the Middle East and shit like that.
Oh, the man is just out of his mind on drugs constantly.
Yes.
That was a different time.
I've got my glasses on and let me tell you what I've got. I've got an 8-ball over here. I'm before the match. I'm gonna snort so much I won't be able to be beaten. No, I won't. Actually,
can we get DMCA for a spot on version of that?
He's dead.
Dude, he's dead.
What's he gonna do?
Dude, I didn't know until 5 years ago that he was in Spider-Man.
Yeah, dude, he's Bonesaw.
He's Bonesaw.
He just plays himself with a different name.
He just looks
so different. He looks different for sure.
Incredible.
But he's just the same thing. Bonesaw. He's just him.
So sick.
Throws little Tobey Maguire into the fucking
game.
Oh, God.
Fuck. Do you think Tobey Maguire could cut it in the dub?
Maybe A-dub.
There's a few actors that have had some success. Remember when they... Oh, God. They used to have, guest hosts of Monday Night Raw? WWE is horrible.
Yeah, I don't want to... Of course.
But A-Dub's lit. But, Jeremy Piven was a horrible one. The dude, actually, throwback to episode 6 or 7 of the pod, we spoke of Arrow. The star of Arrow is actually a huge pro wrestling head. Stephen Amell, I believe is his name.
Sure.
And he came out and did some moves and, did well, and then... He was decent, so naturally he went to AEW ultimately, and I think fought with Cody or something, Cody Rhodes. But yeah, it's hard to make it. Acting's. I think it's easier to go from wrestling to acting than acting to wrestling, to be honest. But
well, yeah, it's much more transferable skill in one direction, right?
No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's any wrestlers who have gone into acting to be in good things, but plenty of fun movies and stuff, Plenty of action movies.
Hold on.
For sure.
Loading.
I would love for you to come up with an example to bring your own.
Batista.
The obvious one too.
Blade Runner, man. Have you guys seen Blade Runner?
The new one?
No.
Batista's in it, bro. Batista's in it, and he delivers the
I haven't seen the first Blade Runner either, which is weird because it's so super up my alley that it's just one of those ones that I've just never gotten around to watching. But I know that as soon as I do, I'm gonna fucking love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have a movie so stylish.
Yeah,
it's just straight style.
I
can forgive the CGI when it's not just a dopamine face. And it's an absolute gray scale with those reds pop, blank canvas makes you appreciate the color type thing. Yeah, I was about it. I mean, I think I fell asleep watching it the first time and like woke up near the end, so I kind of knew it was gonna happen. Then I like just watched it to say I watched it, and then when I watched it, I was like, oh, this happened. You know what I mean? So.
I kind of know what you mean.
Can't say.
It's a downside of falling asleep watching movies the first time.
That's my.
What? Is there an upside?
Yeah. You just fall asleep.
If you're gonna fall asleep during a movie, you want to fall asleep and wake up after it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's
you don't
true.
want to get any spoilers about what's gonna happen later.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're trying to min-max your movie sleeping, that is the way to do it.
Min-max, respect.
I'd probably avoid the whole scenario.
Yeah.
If I could.
That's why I just avoid watching new movies anytime in like the evening, if I'm at home especially.
Right.
Even in the theater, you know, that loud noise just really puts me to sleep. You know, the big banging and crashing.
Is that a joke?
It's like white noise.
I've definitely fallen asleep in the movie.
I have to.
Wow.
I have to. But,
crazy.
I was really, really hungover with my brother. It was the day after cousin's wedding, and we were watching the Power Rangers movie. And we were like, we gotta watch it on opening weekend. Like, we got a day off before the reception and whatever.
Yeah.
And we were just like,
got a day off like it's a work week.
Dude, weddings is like a fucking thing, dude. It's like a week of partying and fried food and alcohol.
Copy.
It sounds legit to me, man.
It's
right the next time.
They're a lot of fun if you're related to somebody who's actually getting married,
Right.
like a close relation. But when it's like some distant relation where you don't know who they are, I'm just like, do I have to come to these 7 things?
Fucking just call me Jaaron. Let's
Yes.
hit him up.
Call me Pow Deep and bring me out, dude.
How deep in Jaaron, dude? We're mixed race.
Come on, I'm just a Fed. He's got to do. That's long enough to put in a turban.
It's true.
It is. It's pretty close.
Fair, man.
But seriously, if the opportunity
Bit
presents,
sacrilegious, but-
Dude, okay, this takes me back to my original plan in high school.
Right.
Anthony and I were gonna have a sham wedding so that we could throw a sick ass party and then get divorced immediately. And then we were talking about this plan, and Anthony's dad walked downstairs and he was like, "What the fuck did I just walk in on?" And just walked.
There's a rom-com here. There's a rom-com somewhere in this setup where the two of you do end up falling in love, and then you have a real wedding at the end.
Oh man,
the
interracial same sex,
bro.
Taboo.
They don't even make like your standard 2000s rom-coms at this point. True. We just take that, we put a 2020 spin on it that you're gay and interracial.
Yeah.
And then
it's 2020.
Bam, Netflix buys it up.
They
no
would
problem.
buy that shit in 2 seconds. They're like, anything to the left. We are gonna buy if it is to the left. Oh. Thank you.
He changed the words.
Yes, that is a fantastic idea. What grade were you guys in?
Like grade 12 probably, maybe grade 13.
Let's get the party going. It's like, we must party. How can we party more? But I would definitely, I'm just a love lover, you know? Like, I'd come to the wedding to people I don't even know and start tearing
up. Oh, dude, I cry at weddings.
Actually?
For sure, yeah.
Hell yeah, you do, dude.
No doubt.
And I will always love you. Kiss. Hug.
Hugs.
Kiss, hug, hug. Yeah.
It's okay now that they're married. I see.
That's what I'm saying. That's a thing.
Slip on a nice pair of Uggs, you know? You gotta get comfortable.
Are you allowed to bring guests or what?
Oh yeah.
A +1?
This is like people that they don't even know how they're related.
I'm
the bride and groom are like, mom, dad, just invite whoever you need to for whatever family or political reasons.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's like 300 people at this wedding.
And there's vegetables there, right?
Dude, just call it
not vegetables. This is a vegetarian diet is what it came from.
Bro, this is me and Powys are made for this.
Oh, dude, and you don't understand. Being non-Indian at an Indian wedding, you're like a novelty. Like, people love you.
Bro, I'll be the token.
Let's go!
Fuck yeah.
R.R. Tolkien over here. Let's freaking hit it. That'd be an absolute great time. I saw some Instagram vid of some Indian wedding where the bride, there's 2 huge groups of people and they're throwing the bride fully 30 on each side, throw.
Dude,
I've
so sick.
I've heard
so
of shit
sick.
like that ending badly before.
I mean, I can't see how.
Drunk people throwing a chair.
Yeah, then you got the Jewish weddings. They get the guy up on the chair. And they're that's so much fun.
Leg breaks.
Yeah, well, that's why you buy a good chair.
True.
You're not using any of those venue chairs. You bring a sturdy chair from home.
Ready.
It's passed down from generation to generation, you know?
It survived Machaim's bar mitzvah. It will survive yours, little Timmy. Oh gosh. I hope that's allowed. No. That was out of complete respect.
With all due respect.
The
other cultures.
yeah. Hot start. Multicultural start to the pod.
Not bad.
Netflix might pick up the pod.
Shit.
The amount of multicultural.
Fuck, dude. I wonder if we could pitch a weekly... Like, they do weekly updated episodes of stuff on Netflix.
Indeed.
Dude, we pitched
the
the pod as like a weekly talk show.
Right.
They pick us up.
Yeah.
Get that Netflix money.
I'm surprised they haven't dabbled in podcasts yet.
Yeah. Seems really easy.
Right.
I mean, like, I guess it just depends on if people are trying to take video podcasts on the go.
I guess, right? Like...
Because, like...
Is Netflix on the go?
Right, but yeah, they probably...
is more like you're sitting somewhere watching it, right?
It probably wouldn't be anywhere else if it was on Netflix, right? I don't know. We go in there and we negotiate.
Yeah.
We negotiate.
Because they've got their Patriot
Contract
Act.
Disputes. Yeah, right, stuff like that. Right?
What else? They had like Chelsea Handler had like a late night show as well.
Sure.
Pretty like legit production. Netflix is shooting some stuff in the city right now. It's one of the more strict for COVID protocols. I was talking to Zach today. He's like, dude, another shutdown's coming, man. All these numbies. Don't want to get too into C19. But I was like, you know what? I think film has tried to like reposition itself as an essential service, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone I work with is tested on the reg. If they don't get the test back, they're like, yo, we're not shooting. Simple as that. Done.
Yeah.
And we're going to retest everyone right now, even if it costs thousands. Boom. Let's do it. So, like, if someone says to my executive bosses, we're shutting you down, and they're like, here's all these clean COVID tests. Why? You know what I mean? Like, it's a renegotiation. So, who knows?
I guess, right?
If the world hits pause again.
It's probably a hard negotiation to make, but, I mean...
Money talks.
Yeah.
Money talks. Don't get me into that, Eddie Kingston. This weekend is AEW's Full Gear. Oh, it's going to be a spicy pay-per-view. They only do 4 years, so they're very
Pay-per-views, eh?
Indeed.
Wow.
It's like rare these days.
In this day and age.
I mean, it's true. It's a
this
extremely valid
promo
point.
between Eddie Kingston and John Moxley, former Dean Ambrose,
Yeah.
is maybe one of the most heated promos I've seen in the last 5 years.
This guy's dead naming.
What?
Moxley, dog. Ambrose is done.
I called him John Moxley, formerly known as
Dead name.
for the normies.
Yeah, for the normies who have no idea what you're talking about in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about life is professional wrestling.
Indeed.
Yeah, fucking how hard did Powys get when I went into the Randy Savage shit?
Oh, dude.
I was so surprised.
Wrestling, but Brian brought it up?
We're lucky this thing is in the way. Because you would have seen an absolutely surging.
Seen the peen.
Surging? Oh, dude.
Step what? But yeah. No, it's going to be great. It'll be like done 5 weeks past by the time the pod hits, but...
Whoa. Is that how this works?
Something like that.
I don't know.
We're coming at you from the future.
So
Today
Or the
is
past.
August 25th.
Oh, shit.
Whatever year you want it to be.
Time is relative, dude. Shouts to daylight savings.
Remember, we have
That was
dinner.
it was supposed to be over forever.
That's true.
What?
COVID brought back daylight savings.
Bro.
What the fuck?
I was actually really confused about that.
It sucks, man.
So hold on.
We need that hour back because of COVID.
So it was really supposed to be done, right?
Yes.
With the last one that wasn't this one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was supposed to be done, like, if the clock, like, the time wasn't supposed to change this time, from what I understand. Or the next one coming up, maybe.
It's the next one? I don't know.
But, either way, some weird shit with Corona.
I don't know. It's dumb.
Are you sure it's Corona induced? I mean, what is it at
What
this
is
point?
it?
Yeah.
But like, yeah. I mean, I don't really get it.
It's
Daylight savings?
I don't get it.
It's for farmers, yeah.
Oh, really?
It's just not relevant anymore. The idea was that you take an hour off the morning so that there's an hour of light left at the end of the day. So when people are done working, that there's some light. But like, I don't know. It's just at this point, it's just irrelevant because we don't get up with the sun and shit. Like, like you kind of just get up at the same time anyway. So it just kind of fucks everything up.
No doubt. Crazy, man. It's funny that it's just like, oh, government says it's the time. You know what I mean? Like, not to be like, is it the government? Well, we collectively decide.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
a social contract.
Yeah,
It's a social freaking contract. All right.
Everything else just goes by the sun.
What are the other cool social contracts? Memes and mores.
If you smelt it, you dealt it.
It's just
common knowledge.
Yeah.
Just
Eating ain't
fact.
cheating.
What's that?
Eating ain't cheating.
Eating ain't cheating.
Brought to you by the wise prophets of Steel Panther.
But yeah, honestly, that's a freaking like the amount of rigidity in relationships is definitely a social contract. Like,
Yeah.
well, like when we were in the 1840s and everyone was living till 25, and you got married at 17.
It's just not true.
I mean, whatever. Back in the day when they invented marriage,
27, 28.
when they invented marriage, life expectancies were not as long as they are now. Fair, true or false?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're left with these ideas of like, let's all be together forever, but forever is like twice as long as it used to be.
I don't know. Get divorced if you want. I don't think anyone actually cares.
But now, yeah, okay, yeah. I just feel like in
Plenty of people still do forever though.
That's true.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Divorce rate's like 50%. You got to think 50% of that 50% is actually
Yeah.
happy with it.
Yeah. Honestly, the other half.
Right, it's a solid way. And then, you get divorced and then people, second, third marriages, those are usually pretty successful, right? People are like later in life.
Or you end up like Ric Flair and you're on like wife 9 or 10.
Honestly,
Just a tail train, dude.
just sniffing those good hormones. I think the pheromone comes out here
What?
that like makes you like love your chick. You like smell them like where their nose meets their face.
Yeah, that's just fact.
I just guessed.
Yeah.
That makes it real.
Make sure you, whenever you meet a woman, just smell the side of her nose.
Can I smell the side?
I'm sorry, we're not compatible. I'm sure the woman on the SkyTrain will be fucking pleased with that.
Can't even get to it anymore because everyone's wearing a mask.
Dude, how am I supposed to find my fucking soulmate?
Fucking
If I can't smell your face.
No wonder masturbation's on the rise.
Is
Everyone smells their own. Yes, I saw
Masturbation on the rise? What's your numbers?
Yeah. Moving on.
Is that like a sample size of wine?
Streak breaker. Check it and see.
Logic dictates.
I have a feeling that I'm touching my D. Anyway. Moving on, you perverse
Oh, sorry.
entities.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
moving
us,
on.
Paul.
Okay.
No soup November for Jer.
No soup? I never heard this before.
Except, for me, I've actually made the commitment to not eat out for a
Nice.
month.
Okay.
Was it day 4 or 5?
Dude, it's a day fee is what it is.
Straight day fee.
No eating out for a month.
Straight September, November.
I made a similar deal with my ex-wife. I'm sorry, guys.
Divorce.
I'm sorry.
And
I hate my wife!
That's what led to the divorce.
The old
Yeah,
boomer humor.
Boomer humor. Yeah, that's huge, man.
It's
And I can tell by the absolute brimming fridge that you have an absolute chance.
Yeah.
Freezer's absolutely loaded with frozen fruit.
Nice.
Fridge is loaded with tons of goodies. Looks like you're equipped for war, man.
The trade-off is that when I'm at the grocery store, if I ever go there hungry, my willpower to not pick up junk food is
Right.
a
Yeah,
lot.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm
Right.
like hungry, and today I'm like, oh man, should I grab those fucking cookies? Why not? And then I did. And I was like, fuck it, whatever. It's like, it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
And I told myself, cook something that I've never cooked before once a week
Mm-hmm.
to help. Like, the problem for me is that, like we've talked about before, I could make the same meals fucking all week.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
2 or 3 meals, coast off that shit. But by
Absolutely.
week 2 or 3, I get bored and I'm like, I'll eat out. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, this is fucking great. And then I
Right.
just like,
Yeah.
that train just fucking takes off. And it's all momentum for me. And so, I mean, like, if I'm just making shit that I'm like, I can make it taste good.
Yeah.
If I try.
Did you make something new already?
Tomorrow. No,
Cool.
Saturday.
Fuck, man. If we're re-upping... Fuck? What? Wait? Somebody call an ambulance.
Yes.
Can you smell burnt toast?
Your phone
I
rings.
constantly smell burnt toast. No, if we're revisiting Ep 1, dude, I got a character arc right here. I've got one curry that I make, and it's fucking excellent.
Sick.
Turns out it was actually really fucking easy.
Yeah. Let's
I'm
hear the
just a
details.
dumbass.
How does it go?
It's just you start with garlic, ginger, peppers in the pan and oil.
Wow. I'm already in.
Yeah, can of fucking crushed tomatoes,
Right.
can of coconut milk.
Ooh.
Obviously, there's a shitload of spices at the start too.
Right.
And then it's like just a bunch of lentils in there. It's just lentils and spicy red sauce, and it's brilliant.
So you
I've made it like 3 times in a month.
Yeah, and loved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the lentils, you can just put them in dry.
Yeah. They just cook while they just cook over the course of the sauce.
Oh, just with all that, none of these water lentils, salted water lentils, like actual
Salted water lentils.
Well, that's what I've been doing. But
That's
like,
the base of like every Indian dish is the same base.
Yeah, right. You start with the
Garlic, ginger, spices,
oh my god,
a little bit of onion and all that stuff, and that's pretty much the base of all of it.
I don't know how I couldn't do that properly before, because it's literally the most basic thing ever. You cut things up and put it in the pan, but somehow I was like just not doing it right. I don't know. But
Mark.
yeah, man.
That's sick.
No, I've been kind of killing it in this in my new apartment here.
Ooh.
I pretty much don't eat out like almost at all. I'm in the gym, bro. Like I don't know if you guys can tell. I went up like 4 shirt sizes now. I'm hitting my steroid dealer up right after pod.
Dude, I'll inject you.
Yeah, I got rubber legs right now though.
That's sick. You did some damage or what?
Yeah. Well, no, like good. Yeah. Good damage.
Nice.
It's a good hurt.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's sick.
You got a little team building gym? Like a gym for your building? Is that?
No, it's just like it's like across the street. It's in like the mall, like across the street from my place. It's like 5 minutes for me to get there. It's sick.
Good enough.
Might as well be in the building. What?
Good enough to name drop?
Yeah, Dynamic Health and Fitness.
Oh.
Are they gonna give me free Memby now?
They might not. Give, son.
I don't know how you just baited me into fucking name dropping for free. This is bullshit. Twister.
I need to watch Little Nicky.
What?
You guys remember that movie?
Yes, but how did you get there?
I was touching my nipples.
Yeah, I get it now.
Oh my god, dude. Dude had a pair of breasts on his skull. Adam, you did well.
Yeah, he certainly used to.
His sense of humor just didn't change.
Woke up in the morning.
I feel like it didn't change, but he just got lazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not good stuff anymore. I mean, I don't know.
You can stick with your style and just keep the effort levels high.
I'm sure even like once in a while he drops a decent one too, but like I'm probably just not gonna watch them because the ones that I have watched are just not good.
All due respect, Will Ferrell had a bit of a down spine.
How fucking dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, he really has.
Talladega Nights was like
it's hard. Talladega Nights and Step Brothers.
Yeah,
come on.
Talladega Nights, Step Brothers. Fucking so many, dude. Anchorman.
Old school.
I like
old school. That's classic too.
Wow.
Semi-pro. That's a great one.
Semi-pro is great too.
Other Guys. Great.
Other Guys was the last like really good one. Land of the Lost. It was not good.
No, that was a miss.
It was a big miss.
Honestly, I didn't love Semi-Pro, I gotta say.
Really? I quite liked Semi-Pro. I thought it was good.
I gotta rewatch that maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah.
Doesn't crack the top 3, but it's it's there.
Talladega,
Anchorman,
one.
Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Step Brothers might be the hardest I've ever laughed at something in my entire life.
It's just absolutely
It hit me at the perfect time of my life.
Yeah.
Watched it with my brother.
Yeah.
Dude, my mom was laughing harder than me and my bro.
Actually?
Yeah, dude.
Same. Literally same. Like, we went and saw it. We were on vacation. We went and saw it, and my mom came with us, and she was loving it just as much as all of us.
My dad was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" The scene where he pulls his balls out.
Yeah.
Rubs it on the drum set. My dad's
So
like,
good.
"What did you guys bring me to watch?" And my mom is dying laughing. I was like, "Okay, she's laughing at it. We can get away with laughing at this."
Right.
That was pretty sick, actually.
That was pretty sick.
Freedom for America, freedom for France, damn.
What the fuck?
Hamilton, dude. I still haven't seen
I
it.
don't fucking know.
You haven't seen it? You were just listening to it yesterday.
I listened to the album front to back
Right.
several times, but it just came out on Disney Plus.
I haven't seen it.
Before, I don't know, back in the day, I kind of made loose plans to watch it with some people and then didn't. Right, my friend at work, I was rapping at work, and this guy comes up to me and said, "Oh my god, dude, your style's like Hamilton, kind of." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Have you seen it?" And I'm like, "Dude, what's your favorite song?" He's like, "Oh man, this is my Guns and Ships. I think is my favorite." I'm like, "Oh, dude, Nonstop, I think is mine." He's like, "Oh, dude, how about this part?" I'm like, "Oh no, I haven't seen it." I've listened to it because the CDs have been out for years, but
Right,
the movie just dropped on Disney Plus like months ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I made plans to watch it for the first time, and the guy's like, dude, I watched it. 2 days went by, I watched it again. A day went by, I watched it again. I've seen it like 20, 30 times already.
That's
like,
a lot.
It's exceptional.
That is a lot.
It's a fucking lot.
I think The Devil Wears Prada is my most watched movie
Really?
of all time.
Yeah.
That really surprised. Not that I think it's a good movie, but I would not have pegged that as your number one.
But there's things. It's like Paul Heyman said when he was talking about the WWE Network. It's content and accessibility. There was a website back in the day called divxcrawler.com where you could download full-length movies directly onto your PlayStation 3.
Sure.
Before hardcore streaming was easy to get on your TV.
Yeah.
And they had some new movies like 2-3 years old, and I was able to get The Devil Wears Prada on my PS3.
Right.
And it always made me clean my room.
Gotcha.
Because there was only so many clothes. I'm like, dude, I have mad clothes. Like, I just need to clean my room. So I just watched The Devil Wears Prada. And Limitless, too, always made me clean my room.
The Bradley Cooper one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
I only just
it
recently
is.
watched that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Devil Wears Prada I've seen it over 200 times without a doubt.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's super sick.
Mine is Terminator 2.
Really?
My brother and I used to watch it with my dad every weekend. That one, actually, Liar Liar. Jim Carrey.
It's a Jim Carrey
Excellent
movie.
movie. Those two, we used to rent one of those two. Or actually, maybe we own T2, but Liar Liar. The lady at the video store,
Yeah.
she's like, why haven't you bought this movie? And literally just spending money to fucking rent this shit every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think those two. It was part of the reason why I fucking was terrified of AI. Watching T2.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like Liar made you scared of AI?
What? It's a really cerebral comedy.
Yeah.
Like, what if you... Yeah.
Me, probably not too surprising when Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, baby.
Actually?
So, I mean,
by far.
great movie.
By far my
Yeah?
most watched movie, yeah.
It was well received?
Wasn't well received
It's
as
well
a
received in retrospect.
Yeah, after they saw like how badly they could have...
At the time,
Yeah.
it was really hated. I always liked it. But at the time, it did not go great. The prequels in general didn't go over well at the time.
Yeah.
Now people seem to like them a lot more, mostly because it's like it's a nostalgia and being able to watch it enough times to see the great stuff in it.
Right.
Yeah, I love those movies absolutely.
You were the chosen one! I watched some
Yeah.
meme when I was looking up those...
Dude, the fucking
yeah.
those are the best memes. The best memes on the fucking internet for sure. The prequel memes easily.
Yes. It's so flames, dude. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Can't
It's a
say I
great
watched it front to back.
Favorite Star Wars movie?
Dude, Spike TV used to do Star Wars marathons
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time.
Absolutely.
And then because of that, that's how I like watched all the Star Wars movies like over and over and over again.
Yeah,
My brother's like, "You're watching this shit again?" I'm like, "It's on and it's sick."
Yeah. What else? Decision fatigue, done.
Yeah, straight up.
Don't have to...
Don't have to decide. It's like, oh,
sure.
Blue Mountain State, Star Wars.
Dude, that's an advantage to the old way of things, man. Like when you're looking to watch something and it takes you forever to choose nowadays, like just throw something on.
Yeah.
Like just what's there.
Yeah.
Right? I think Netflix tried to do like what's on Netflix right now or something to like quell your decision-making thing because, you know, it's not uncommon to say that people will spend more time choosing a fucking Netflix thing.
Oh
than
yeah,
actually
I don't
watching.
doubt that at all.
It's like, you know, in business school they talk about the, you know, people being spoiled for choice with all the different types of toothpaste.
Choice paralysis or whatever.
Yeah. It's like, oh, do I want the extra white or do I want the breath fresh or the super gleam? Like, why can't it be? Or do I want the 3-in-1? But the 3-in-1 doesn't specialize, so...
You don't know what to choose.
You know what I'm saying?
There's too many.
Yeah.
Totally. And thankfully Netflix has that on my list. But...
You have to make that yourself.
My shit has just been
Yes.
growing for years, and I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched anything off the
No, I
list.
just go back and watch some shit
Yeah.
I've watched before.
Straight.
Let's go back and fucking watch Star Wars Episode 3.
Yeah, honestly.
No, it's just on Disney Plus now.
Okay.
My new one's How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Just watched Ep 1 and 2 the other day.
And I came in and thought it was season 7. That's how much the show progresses. I'm like, what? But yeah. How was it so far?
I mean, shit, it's one of my favorite shows of all time.
That show is what...
I usually just cut off around season 7 or season 8.
Copy.
I'll just pretend the last one didn't happen.
Yeah. That show was the reason I took Math 12 twice after taking it in summer school to like get ahead. I was like, sick. I was like, I can just crank an app and I'm good. Kevin lent me the DVDs of season 1 through like 4, and I was just like,
The best season.
I can study while I fucking watch How I Met. Like,
Dangerous.
What? Oh, one more app. Just go to sleep, wake up, go back to class. Pass that eraser party. But, yeah, then I had to do it again in fucking, at Burnsview, and, like, did not get a better grade. I got the 60, but yeah. What is my most watched television show of all time? Do you guys know yours? Most watched.
Maybe How I Met and Power Rangers. Power Rangers for sure.
Probably just Simpsons.
How about, so like that, are we talking about most times or longest time spent watching the show? Because
you asked the question, man.
Simpsons is like what? You watch like seasons 1 through 13, sure, but then How I Met is like 1 through 7, repeated, you know? So let's say what's the most amount of time?
Most amount of time you spent watching a show?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably still Simpsons.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Honestly.
Fair.
It's a 3-hour fucking show.
Yeah.
Every week.
Right.
I think, I'm not sure. Maybe technically, yeah. I didn't watch like full Raws. I would skim.
I feel like that's what I would do.
And back in the day, I didn't really have cable, so we kind of just like would get a cheeky like peek here and there, and I'd like read a lot of results. That's what made me. I was an absolute slave of the WWE propaganda machine, but it was also just objectively better. For example, Backlash 2004. I remember when I read the results online. It was like Randy Orton versus Mick Foley for the Intercontinental Championship. And Mick Foley was a hardcore guy, and Orton's definitely going to drop the title because, like, he can't beat him at his own match. Like, that was my mentality the whole time.
Right.
And they're doing all these brutal promos with, I'm going to take Barbie. His Barbie was the name of his barbed wire baseball bat. And he starts smashing the set. Mick, stop! I'm going to tear! I'm going to gorge! And I'm going to love it. Fuck, Mick Foley's so sick. And then on the website, it was like, Randy Orton beat Mick Foley. I was so shook reading it. It was like, and the match was so crazy that, like, he himself became a hardcore legend in this match.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, they said it must be true. Then I went back and watched the match, and I was like, this is the most brutal match I've seen. And it was the most brutal one to date that I had seen, because dude got splashed on thumbtacks. Before that was like...
Yeah.
A skittle spot, for lack of a better term.
Skittle spot.
Fuck, man. Inflation's a crazy thing, dude. Like, wrestling inflation.
Wrestling inflation.
I mean, we go back into time. It was like a power bomb used to be like, oh my god, a super kick.
Wrestling power creep.
Indeed. Wrestling power creep, skateboarding power creep. I don't know if I said it on the show, but like a few weeks ago I was at home and my brother was watching some old legendary skateboard videos and he's like, this front nose slide got into the video? Like, this is nothing, man. Like, this wouldn't... And I'm like, dude, it wasn't nothing then.
Yeah, right.
Like,
they were like pioneering this stuff, right? Like,
it really is the like pioneers, you know, like even going back and listening to electronic music.
Yeah.
Everyone was trying to do just like a slightly different thing. Like, oh, they go, we go, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's about the same.
Whatever.
My dad was talking
Just
about
more
soccer.
noises.
He was like, a back heel, which is like anybody in Sunday League can pull that shit off today. It was like, it was the biggest fucking thing ever. In the 70s or 80s or whenever.
Around the world. It was like Ronaldinho brought this move where the soccer ball goes on your hand and you rotate around it and you hit it on the other side or you catch it. Yeah. And now freaking schmucks like Mateo can do it no problem. Absolutely light me up. This guy thinks he's a stud, huh? You think you want to beat me in a freaking soccer game? It's the reason that I'm not even coaching my own child, Mom. It's the reason I'm coaching someone else's kids. Because one day I'm coming for you. One day I'm gonna beat you, Teo, and your TTSM isn't gonna be able to save you for this cloud.
The vein in Powys' neck is about 5 centimeters thick.
Right?
Powys is breaking the immersion for the fucking viewers.
Yeah, sorry guys, they have no idea what's going on. Provide a little context. Mateo is currently being a beauty and making sure the sound is great, but guy's got some soccer skills that are arguably beyond mine.
Arguably.
Arguably.
I never heard an argument.
The
I don't know who's making it.
The only one arguing is Powys.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah! Morty.
Same.
Yeah. I just want to say that Blue Mountain State was one of my favorite shows of all time.
Fuck. At the time,
It hit us at the perfect time.
it did. Yeah,
At
it was
the time.
perfect
It
time.
hit us at the perfect time, like just out of high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
I feel like it would still hit pretty good if you would watch it again, but just like not the same.
No.
Yeah.
No. But it was...
Party at the Goat House!
Come on.
Like, that shit was iconic.
Yeah, it
It
really
was
was.
iconic.
It really was.
The freaking theme song, bro,
Oh.
is the most
That's a
Spike
great
TV.
song.
Most Spike-
It is the most butt rock spiky thing.
Butt rock!
Beer clank over the huge breasts, like
Yeah.
spilling out of the cheerleader.
Those Spike TV commercials
Oh,
were just like
I
a sweat
hated that
bead
shit.
going down the chick's
I
chest, and
hated
it's
it.
like an explosion and a fucking tank going through.
I hate it, but there's nothing you could do as a fucking
It's like,
adolescent
there was
man. Like they had your fucking number. Like
And they had like a gun. They were
Yeah.
shooting a gun and like
Yeah.
a bullet flying out the side, and
you
the
think
bullet turned into a
you're
chick's tail.
yeah. You think you're above it, but you just aren't. You just aren't.
It's just hitting you right in your fucking.
You're like, I'm
teeth,
smarter
man.
than this shit, but you can't
Spike
do it.
TV, men stuff.
Yeah, it turns out you're
Guys.
fucking like 15 years old and
Yeah.
they just know exactly what makes your brain turn on.
Yeah. I mean, going back to that Rev Theory, Hell Yeah, being one of the greatest songs of all time.
Of all time.
That, I didn't necessarily mean that, but now I don't not mean it. But that was one of the songs that pushed me into like streaming services. I was not able to find that song at a listenable quality. I like would download it on LimeWire, download it, rip it off YouTube, and it'd be like, you feel that? You better hold on. I'm like, actually, like, I'm just gonna buy this at this point. And then I went to try to torrent the High School Musical 2 soundtrack, couldn't get it, and I was like, here, $10 a month, you deserve it. And then I walked into Google Play Music like, ha 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 ha. Because I was thrilled, man. It was an incredible time to have access to every single song in perfect quality.
Take that shit for granted now, man.
You're so right.
Absolutely.
You're so right.
Dude, I'm just like cruising new, not big label music
Nice.
constantly, and like they just couldn't do it 10 years ago.
No. It's all consolidated. Of course, the other side of it is that I don't have any of the music anymore. Back in the day, I would have the files on my computer.
Right.
And now, sure, you can download it, but as soon as you stop paying, it's gone. You can have the files on your phone, and
I guess. Is that big a deal?
I think some...
Like practically, is it that big a deal? Like,
Practically, no.
Like, yeah, if you could, you would rather have the files, right? But
Right.
like, is it actually gonna...
But maybe it was just part of my identity to be a flex, to be like, I have 10,000 songs on my computer between my brothers and I got the 80 gig iPod so I could put all these songs on.
Yeah.
And I took it to my friend's house and tried to take their songs and wipe my whole freaking iPod because I forgot to put manage.
I think we've all done that.
Oh my gosh.
It's worse.
It's so horrible, dude. Almost as bad as getting a freaking U2 CD you never wanted on your
that was rough.
I still can't believe that.
Craziness, man.
The outrage on that shit was hilarious.
Yeah. And like you couldn't take it off, yeah?
No,
Like,
no.
It was just on there and you couldn't get rid of it even.
Factory reset.
That's so odd.
You don't have your email address on there, but you have Bono's voice and the Edge's guitar.
That's so stupid.
Especially as a U2 fan, that was rough.
Yeah.
Big fan of YouTube. They were YouTube. Big fan of YouTube. U2 was my first favorite band.
Really?
Yes.
I've never really been able to stand them.
I mean,
You too?
yeah. Elevation got me into it.
That's probably their best song that I know. Still though, I don't know.
I mean, Stuck in a Moment, obviously. I think Canucks came out. Oh no, Where the Streets Have No Name, Canucks came out too.
Yeah.
And then they got like a little bit poppy, but I still like that Unos Dos Tres Catorce. Vertigo. Electrical Storm was hot. Mysterious Ways. It's alright. It's alright. She moves in mysterious ways. Anyway, the if you want to listen to a U2 album, I would recommend the greatest hits of 1990 to 2000 because they broke up their greatest hits by the decade.
Yeah, now we're getting to the point of the pod with the shout-outs that people really need it, you know. YouTube really needs this 10-listener podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so on that Spike TV, someone who's smaller that could use a shout-out. Do you guys remember MXC? It was like a Japanese game show that they dubbed in English.
Yeah. Don't get eliminated! Yeah. It was incredible, man.
Were we rewatching that during the pandemic?
A couple. It was called like Takashi's Castle.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Was the name of the Japanese one.
Yeah.
And they just dubbed it.
It was hilarious.
I'm pretty sure Spike themselves
made it. I guess they got the rights to the show or something, and then they just got some like comedy writers or comedians to just dub the shit.
Yeah.
So funny, man. It was incredible. And the Bales, it was like Japanese Wipeout.
Yeah. Wipeout before Wipeout.
That was the first
And it was
mover.
more brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Way more brutal.
Oh, yeah.
And like less production value, like straight up just falling in mud and shit.
And it's like, why are these people happy every time? They're like, it's my turn to go like, and like go eat dirt in the mud. I'm like, yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so good. There was like one where they had to catch a soccer ball in the mud or like
they'd like dive out with a bucket.
Oh.
Except it wasn't even a bucket. It was almost like a plate.
They were so hard. They were so difficult, man.
They'd like run down a thing. It was like race a ball that was going through a maze, and they had to run down the stairs, run across this platform, and then dive out into the mud. Like there was no like reaching out from the platform and catching it. It was like no,
beautiful.
And then there was the boulder one. Did they come off the sides or did it come from the behind? I can't remember.
It came from behind, but there were like goons who would come from the side and like, try and block them.
Try and block them out when they're running away from it.
Crush them.
Oh,
just crunch like people's necks getting.
Yeah. I remember. Bear with me for this analogy. There was in like Saw 4 or 5, maybe even 6.
Okay.
Jigsaw. They like discover someone who's been jigsawed, and they're like, "This isn't Jigsaw's work. This person." This person didn't have a chance. Like Jigsaw let you sacrifice to get out. You had to chew your own arm off to get off and survive. But this person was dying no matter what, even if they put their hand in the acid and took out the key. And that was like MXC to Wipeout. I thought MXC you could kind of win, but Wipeout it was just like, oh no,
just done
you're getting like these boxing gloves that shoot out are at nut height, and then there's like 3 different nut height ones. Like, like if you watch Wipeout versus Knox, dude, that's a supercut that will make you laugh, but it's a dopamine pop. And
was Wipeout the one that had the log rollers, or was that MXC?
That was Wipeout, I want to say. Like Log Rollers.
Log Rollers was MXC, but Wipeout had the big giant like bouncy balls. Like they were like giant.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You like hit the shit. You're like
yeah, for sure.
And
you're like out for your career,
honestly,
from being on MXC.
And some people are just like, I got this, boing, and he passes. Like,
yeah,
I want to try.
There was the one in MXC2 where it was like, there was these little platforms. They were like rocks. Except some of them were not fixed and some of them were. So they're running across a bunch of them thinking that they're gonna sink. And then they crash like sternum first into the fixed ones.
Always.
Crunch into it.
And they were such good sports.
With those shows, man, the best part is like being like 10, 11 years old and you're watching it and you're like, I can do that.
Yeah,
I can do this shit.
Right? Totally.
I still thought that shit when I watched it.
So naive. Just so naive. Like, oh, dude, yeah, I can do that.
Honestly.
But there's just no way.
I was that. Watching the Whitecaps with my dad. Like, Dad, why don't they just shoot from 35 yards? I can hit the net at the turf from there. Why can't these professionals just score a bar down? It's like, it's not like that, son. What the heck?
We were watching that Sunday League shit. What was it? The non-conference?
Non-friends?
Non-friends?
Yeah.
It was like non-professional leagues or something. What was it?
Yeah, that video we watched last night?
Yeah.
It was why, It's like Pro-Am or like
it's like non-league English soccer teams.
Yeah.
Drawing like crowds of 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah.
But they were doing crazy shit, like scoring sick goals and just...
That's cool.
Actually pretty skilled, but...
Yeah, man. I mean...
It's like a throwback to what it used to be when like the everyman could afford a ticket to the game.
Yeah.
And like the atmosphere is insane. They're like running down to the field.
Right.
And just like...
Because they're trying to do a Super League. A European Soccer Super League. Where like the top few teams all consolidate into one league.
Right.
It kind of happens in the Champions League, but the Champions League is a little different because they have every team in Europe or every country in Europe gets a shot at it. But this would just be like, oh, your name is Manchester United and you play absolute shit soccer? Sure, come on in. You have a brand, you're in. So,
so not like relegation, keep your spot kind of thing? Or?
I don't think so.
No, it's more just like...
Yeah. And they say it's going to kill the game, but I say that there's just too much goodness out there.
Yeah.
You can't keep a good sport down.
Right. And that big accessible stuff is really good for bringing people in, right? It's because people like who wouldn't watch the sport at all might get into it through that because it's everywhere kind of thing.
Right.
Right. And then, they might be turned on to what ends up being the more integrous leagues.
Nice.
Integrous.
I like it.
I'm gonna say that's what it is. Leagues as their fandom blooms.
Ooh, well said. I mean, everyone's got their own style, but you put in the work of listening to those bands, on Spotify that don't have the recognition, or looking for those teams that play a brand of football that you like, or looking for a good shuffle video on YouTube or Insta. From a semi-pro.
Semi-pro. Semi-pro.
I'm not pointing names. I'm not pointing fingers. This is audio, dude.
I'm not naming fingers.
You can't see. Yeah. Pow dropped a little music vid.
Yeah, dude, I watched it.
Thank you.
Nice.
Appreciate that. It was nice. Little 360 cam. And I believe the medium is the message because people really liked the camera.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was a cool style, man.
Feedback on the camera.
Yeah.
Not so much on the song. In fact, none.
I've heard the song so many times. I was fucking singing the way you did it.
Cute. But yeah, it's just like, it's funny. Like I post the song, post the video, and do this stuff, and then like post a blooper and like get mad love on the blooper. Like, this is so funny, bro. Like 6-7 people sliding in. I'm like, did you? It's just like it's
came for the comedy.
That's the grind, man.
I want you to go more Lil Dicky with it.
Yeah.
Go a little bit more Eric Andre.
And then I wrote a song about that.
Actually,
oh yeah,
sick.
It's the medium is the message. Spoilers. The song, the first half of the song is like my attempt at being ridiculously funny. And I have a mixed feeling about the style, but the second half is me calling out the listener for enjoying the first half. Like, you think it's so, you want me to be funny, right? Well, guess what? I'm trying to change shit. All right? But then it's like, yeah.
People stop listening at the first time. Like, he's a little too serious.
But yeah, it's pretty funny. It made me laugh.
Nice.
The day I wrote it, and then the second day I went back and I wasn't in that headspace. Like,
been there, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I just dusted off the old music gear this past week.
Sick.
Playing some guitar, going back to some old projects.
Nice. That's big, man.
See if I can stick with it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Album I've had 80% written for like 3 years. Yeah.
That's the thing. What is it? 20% of this. Oh god, I was gonna say, 80-20 rule. I was gonna say something explicit. Just didn't want to.
Save it for after the pod.
There's kids here.
Right.
Maybe. I don't think we crossed like the barrier to make this not available to children, right?
There's swearing. We talk about sexual things, but like that's the
kids
world, baby. They got access to
What
YouTube.
about pornography that was straight up sex ed?
What? What do you mean?
Like porn where the two people are like, yo, here's how your fucking first time having sex is gonna go down.
What if the porn was so meta that it presented itself as sex ed, but it was actually just porn?
Oh, that absolutely exists. I guarantee that.
I guess that's a valid point.
That must be.
You could search like how to do this. But like but like,
how to fist and noose?
I don't know. I just feel like there's a video component they can't help you out with in school.
What you mean, like the mechanics of sex?
Indeed.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it takes a weird amount of time to figure out the real life mechanics of sex.
And it's not like, if we lay on each other's stomachs, It goes in the front.
Yeah, it's not that, and it's not the extreme that you see in porn either.
Exactly. Like someone to be like
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
When I was negotiating my exit from pornography, I was thinking like, yo, what if I made?
Was there one like contract disputes?
No, I'm just like
negotiating your exit.
Spiritual exile
yeah,
from
yeah.
dabbling with porn. I was like, what if we made some like conscious sex education pornography that like help people
Out of the back of my van.
like, yo, girl, it's for the cause. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
invite random women to the back of the van. Hey, this is education.
Oh my god.
Are you just rewriting the Bang Bus as as a sex ed program?
The Bang Bus was educational, man. The magic school bus meets porn.
Oh my gosh. I like it. The magic.
Okay, so I just really want to get to the glaring issue here that you just want to make porn for kids.
Oh my god.
That's like, this is what you're advocating.
Can we play the horns?
Porn for kids.
Play the horns.
Cut the pot. We
Play
can't
I'm
go
sorry.
for it.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm truly bereaved. Bereaved.